Alrighty, so today we're doing our first off-season rebuild. The Atlanta Braves made the biggest move so far in free agency, signing Charlie Morton. They've also acquired Drew Smyly. Both, I think, are really good pickups for the Braves. Obviously, you have Soroka coming back from a torn Achilles, so he may not be ready for the start of the season. You've got Max Fried, who looked really good. You got a lot of young pitchers. It's just bringing some of those veteran arms that, can just really help out that rotation. I think those are two really good moves for the Braves, and Smyly and Charlie Morton. I really like these moves so far. I'm excited to see what they do with the rest of the offseason, but we're going to get started with this one. I hope you do enjoy it. If you do, hit that thumbs up down below. Subscribe to the channel if you're new and enjoyed the content. And of course, get in the comments section. Let me know who you think is going to be the first big free agent signing. Like Charlie Morton's a big signing, but there's still Trevor Bauer, George Springer. Are we going to see a big trade with like Francisco Lindor or Carlos Correa, maybe Nolan Arenado? Let me know down below. Of course, if you haven't followed any of my social media links, those are down in the description below. Make sure you follow Twitter. That's the easiest way to stay up to date with everything that I talk about baseball, the off-season moves, whatever else is going on in real life, and also just to know when I'm uploading or if I go live on Twitch. All right, so let's get into it. I'm really excited to test out this Brave squad because I think the addition of Charlie Morton makes him a really strong team. So how this is going to work is we're just going to hop right into it as if, this was like the off season. It is an off season rebuild. And how this is going to, this is basically me in charge of the Braves. We're not going to really keep it realistic as like, oh, well, the Braves didn't sign Ozuna, so we're not going to bring him back. No. I'm in charge. I'm making this my team. So I'm going to offer Ozuna a contract. It is a 2-year with the club option on that second year. Shane Green, I think if you add good quality pitching to this Braves team, they easily become a World Series contender. They're already one of the best teams in baseball. You give them some good pitching, they're set. Felix Hernandez, I know he opted out in real life. I don't think he really fits with the Braves right now. Adding Drew Smyly, Charlie Morton, you've got some young arms there as well. I don't think Felix Hernandez is a solution for the Braves. Tyler Flowers, a good backup catcher. Did he retire in real life? I don't remember. Darren O'Day, Mark Melancon, I'm going to let them walk. All these guys. Nick Markakis, I know he's kind of like a Braves player at this point. Like, you just can't really get rid of him. But I feel like they've got Drew Waters. You've got Christian Pache. You don't really need Nick Markakis anymore. So really the only two I'm interested in are Ozuna and Shane Green. We're going to move forward. Hope those two guys re-sign with the squad, and they did. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a look here, and you guys can kind of see the team that we're going to be rocking with Albies. We've got this spot right here, which is center field. You've got Freeman, Acuna, Osuna, Darno, Dansby Swanson, Adam Duvall, and Austin Reilly. So, you know what? It's a good team. I'm not 100% sold on Austin Reilly. He's got all the tools there. It's all there. The potential, the ability. It's not coming together. And that sucks so much. But you guys can see we've got Soroka, Fried, Morton, Ian Anderson, and Drew Smyly. And then the bullpen here. Definitely a strong team. I feel like we could get a little bit better as well. And then when we take a look at some of the prospects, you got Mike Foltynewicz, who I know struggled with velocity and a couple things last year, but I guess he's added some weight. The velocity has started to come back. So I think the Braves bringing him back, giving him another chance, you know what? If it doesn't work out, okay, you let him go. But if it does work out, I think you've got a really good pitcher on your hands. Touki Toussaint, still a young pitcher. The talent is there as well. You just gotta get him to figure it out. You've got Kyle Wright as well, a bunch of other young arms. And then, of course, the bullpen. Sean Newcomb, is he gonna figure it out finally? He's one of those guys that you just gotta see. He's got the talent. Can he put it together? You've got some young catchers as well. Freddie Freeman, I feel like he's that first baseman. You don't have to worry about replacing him. Ozzie Albies, one of the best second basemen in baseball. Austin Reilly, we've already talked about. Dansby Swanson finally put it together this year. Had a great year in real life. I'm excited to see what he does with the Braves. Marcell Ozuna, we brought back. You've got Adam Duvall, had a fantastic year in real life. And I feel like he's a good platoon player for the Braves. You got Drew Waters, who I think is a very, very good player. He should have a potential, though. I don't understand why he doesn't. I'd probably bump it up to like mid to low 90s. I'm not gonna touch the overall, but I am gonna touch the potential for this one because It didn't go down either, so like it's not like I messed with it after it went down. He should have a potential 100%. Yeah, Christian Pache, Ender Inciarte, and then of course Acuna, who one of the best players in baseball. Like there's no doubt about it. And then we've already talked about pitching. Our budget's pretty healthy as well. We've got a couple players becoming free agents, so we definitely have to keep our eyes on that. But for the most part, I feel like we're in a good spot. I'm going to make sure we don't lose any of these guys on the 40-man arbitration. I feel like everybody should get it. Maybe not like these guys down here. Maybe we could spend the money somewhere else. Contracts. Yeah, I feel like maybe not Matzik, but you know, a couple players here and there will definitely get the contracts. Maybe let some of those veteran players that we're not going to use. So with the signing of Morton and Drew Smyly, I feel like Trevor Bauer really isn't a target that the Braves should go after. I feel like someone maybe like a Trevor Rosenthal or a Kirby Yates, just to kind of shore up that bullpen. I think that would be a really good addition. I feel like the starting rotation is kind of set now. Maybe get a closer. Maybe kind of just get some, you know, depth in that offensive lineup. Maybe someone like a Jonathan Scope, if you would take kind of like a backup role. Or maybe even, you know, have him compete with Reilly and Duvall at third. I think that would be something we could do as well. Because I'm not 100% sold on Duvall. You know, he's going to be an aging player that may or may not do well. And then like Austin Riley, kind of the same thing. He may or may not do well. So maybe someone like a Jonathan Scope, put him at third, might not be a bad option. So I'm gonna test the waters, see what we can find. Maybe someone like a Colton Wong to play second base, but then that moves Albies out of second base. So I guess that really wouldn't make a lot of sense. So yeah, maybe someone like a Jonathan Scope and have him compete at third base. You know, that might be something. And then definitely shore up this bullpen. See you guys next season. All right, so we're gonna start our first official season. Small moves. And so let's take a look. So I brought in Howie Kendrick. Definitely just like a depth piece. He had a good year last year, but he's not going to get much playing time with the squad. And then we have a couple draft picks that were pretty good. This one's Nathaniel Baum. He's a shortstop, basically a middle infielder. Good fielding stats, decent speed, okay hitting stats. I think it's like low 80s potential. Maybe he gets good enough to make the bigs, but most likely not. We've got Jose Villa, who had like mid 80s potential, and then James Jung also had mid 80s potential, and he's got a lot of secondaries, which I really like to see. So he might be someone that features, but we'll have to wait and see. So for free agents, Charlie Morton, obviously we signed. Mike Voltynewicz, obviously we did as well. Same with Drew Smyly. We brought back Osuna. And really the one free agent that I targeted was Jonathan Scope. That was about it. He had a pretty decent year last year, and I feel like we have, you know, some decent pitching already. Soroka, Fried, I always forget. I think it's Fried. Maybe it's Fried. I always forget it. We've got Ian Anderson, Charlie Morton, and Mike Voltynewicz. Drew Smyly is going to be the long reliever. I kind of want to make Voltynewicz the long reliever, but whatever. We've got Luke Jackson, Shane Green, Sean Newcomb, who I called up from AAA. I'm going to give him 1 year. If he doesn't do well, we'll trade him, and we'll try to get a new reliever or something else, maybe like a bench piece. We'll have to wait and see. AJ Minter, Chris Martin, and then Will Smith. So yeah, that's really about it. We've got a couple guys I'm going to keep my eye on. You know, Schuster, Wilson, Kyle Wright, and Tuki Toussaint. And then when you take a look at the lineup, you know, not much has changed. Jonathan Scope's going to be our DH. We've got Duvall in right, Ozuna in left. And yeah, this is the team. I know a lot of you guys are probably wanting me to put Acuna in the leadoff spot, but you know what? We'll make him the cleanup hitter. We've got Camargo, Howie Kendrick, like I've mentioned. Christian Pache is getting the call up. Alex Johnson's going to be our backup, and Ender Inciarte. So this is the team. It looks really good. I don't want to make too many changes just yet. I want to see how everybody does. With Charlie Morton being on the squad, I don't know how much longer he's going to do well. He's already down to an 81 overall with his attributes going down pretty quickly. So hopefully we can at least win one World Series with him on the team, like this year. That's kind of the plan. Like he wins it this year. Kind of tight on the budget. We've got some bigger contracts, so hopefully we can let some of these guys go that we don't necessarily need, and we can just use the money somewhere else. So we'll wait and see how it goes. I'm going to simulate the season, and hopefully we can make it to the World Series and get Charlie Morton a World Series. So we won the division. It went pretty well. Like That's exactly what we wanted. 96 and 66. And you know what? I like seeing that. We're taking on the Reds, so we weren't the best team in the NL, but we won the division by 2 games. The ERA as a team's not great. We're ranked 3rd in baseball. And, it's a high team ERA. That's not good. That's not what you want to see at all. We do have a couple league leaders. Freddie Freeman for home runs and Acuna for triples. Okay, Kyle Lewis is on the Nationals now. Okay. All right. I'm trying to think about like pitching, because pitching is definitely something that we're gonna have to change. Something that obviously has been a big issue for the Braves in real life. So we definitely need to change that. We need to make sure that we can turn this team around. We need to win a World Series. We can't just not win a World Series in this. You know, that would be terrible. So Drew Smyly didn't really work out. Yikes. Obviously, he wants to be a starter, but like, you know, I don't think it's going to work. You know, I feel like we can get better. Luke Jackson, 3 ERA, pretty solid. The whip's high, but still a pretty good year. Shane Green, great season. Sean Newcomb, not great. Never usually does well. I feel like we might need to get someone else. Same thing with AJ Minter. Chris Martin was decent, and then Will Smith was really good as well. We got Mike Soroka, who's going to be our ace, had a really good year. Yeah, it was a pretty solid season. Max Fried struggled a little bit. You don't like to see that. Ian Anderson, pretty decent as a 3. Can't complain about that. Charlie Morton struggled a lot. He's down to a 76, man. He might retire, which would kind of ruin the whole point of this rebuild. And then you got Mike Fultonavich, who was okay as a 5. Not terrible, but we definitely need to strengthen pitching for sure. Tuki Toussaint is all right, but you know, like definitely not MLB ready. Ender Inciarte, definitely just a bench player. That's really what it is. And looking at our bench, Howie Kendrick was decent in 22 games, and then Christian Pache really struggled. Hate to see it. Ozzy Albies is our leadoff guy. Had a decent year. 29 home runs. OPS is a little bit low, but not terrible. Not terrible. Dansby Swanson had a really good season. Love seeing that. Freddie Freeman was great. He was 2nd in MVP voting. You got Acuna, who had a low average, but still put up 41 doubles and 34 home runs, along with 102 RBIs. You know, 366 on base percentage, 907 OPS. Darno was all right. Not great, not terrible. Ozuna, better year for sure. Jonathan Scope put up a really solid season. You got Adam Duvall, who hit 32 home runs. Yeah, the average is pretty bad. Same with the on-base percentage, but 32 home runs. I mean, that's basically, you know, I mean, that's a respectable year. Austin Reilly was okay. Again, he's just striking out a lot, not really getting on base, and you know, kind of want a little bit better. Well, do I give him another season? I feel like I should. We sweep the Reds, and okay, I mean, I'm not gonna complain about that. We swept the Reds. I think we need to go like this, swap those 2 around, and move against the Dodgers, and we get eliminated 1 series short of the World Series. So keep moving forward. The Dodgers defeat the Red Sox, and we need to do something here. I'm really hoping that Charlie Morton doesn't retire. We get 1 more year out of him. He does. He does stick around, which is good. Freddie Freeman, definitely need to offer him some more money. Hopefully he takes that contract. Darno, how much does he want? $6 million a year? That's actually not too bad. 2 years for Darno. Jonathan Scope. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do 1 more year. We'll give him $10 million. I feel like that was a pretty good signing for us. Shane Green will do another year in the bullpen. And 2.7 there. Charlie Morton, we'll do this, so he'll take it. We'll bump that up a little bit. We'll make it a club option just in case he does poorly. We don't bring him back. Inciarte's done. Tommy Malone, I'm going to let walk. Howie Kendrick, I'm going to let walk. And Drew Smyly, sadly, I'm going to let him walk. He didn't really do well when given the opportunity. So, 40-man. Can't lose Trey Reilly, but maybe not Jesse Franklin either. We'll wait and see. I'll decide there. And looking at these, yeah, might as well give arbitration to everybody. Contracts, give it to everybody as well. I feel like Drew Waters is probably going to get called up. Maybe Shea Langoliers as well to kind of be the backup. And then we'll have to wait and see for the rest. Looking at the lineup, it's not changed. I don't know if Duvall's really the right option. Maybe we could trade him. Maybe get like a bullpen arm out of him or something like that. Because you look at this, we've got Soroka, we've got Fried, Fultonavich, Anderson, Charlie Morton. It's not bad, but I'm pretty comfortable with it. I feel like we definitely could strengthen here. We definitely need a new lefty with one of these two guys, or both of them not doing great. We definitely need to replace them. We need a long reliever, and we've got money to make it work. It's just like we got to be smart about it. So we re-signed everybody. I don't really want to spend big money on a pitcher. We don't necessarily need it. That's the thing. I feel like bullpen would be a smarter option. Just like, I'm probably going to have to make a trade with some of the players that we have. So if we let go of Duvall, we would need an outfielder, right? And looking at this, who could be that outfielder for us? Jorge Soler, Gregory Polanco. Avisail Garcia is not a bad option, as I got like a hair that just won't get out of my face. Jerks and Profar. I'm interested. Ooh, you know what? Do I take a shot on Eddie Rosario for a season? I'm going to think about it. Maybe Jock Peterson? I saw that name there. I'll think about it. I'll see you guys next year. All right, so we need to make a couple changes. I want to acquire a new starting pitcher to help with the rotation. I definitely want to strengthen the bullpen as well. And I made a couple changes this offseason. So the first one that we're going to do is we're going to trade Adam Duvall, Braden Shoemake. I know he's one of the top prospects in the Braves organization. And then Kyle Muller for Aaron Savale and James Karinchak. I felt like Karinchak started off really hot. He started to cool off towards the end of the year last year, but I still think he's got some nasty pitches. I want to see how he does in franchise. And then I was kind of looking for some other trades, so I wrote them down to see which ones we could do. The next one we're going to make is Sean Newcomb's going to go, and we're actually going to go to the Cubs. The Cubs always need lefty bullpen arms, and we're going to take Rowan Wick. And then what we're going to do is we're going to throw in, who was it? Was it Jeffrey Ramos? It was Jeffrey Ramos to get this deal done. So there's the next deal. And then the final one was a lefty for lefty swap. AJ Minter for you guys' favorite. You've been telling me to get him so much lately. Aaron Bummer. I just felt like I got him so often at the beginning of the year. I needed to take a step back and stop picking him up. How was Garrett Crochet actually? Kind of nasty. What if we get Garrett Crochet instead? Just because I get Aaron Bummer so much. And you want a catching prospect? Or what if I give you... Who could I give you? Yohan Camargo? Do you guys need Yohan Camargo? Not really. But you know what? You can have Yohan Camargo and we can sign somebody else. We're going to take Garrett Crochet of the White Sox. Not necessarily realistic, but I'll take it. We'll test it out. So yeah, this is going to be the squad. This is going to be the squad for sure. You guys can see the changes that we made. Charlie Morton, just because he is dropping off in rating, I don't want him to be part of the starting rotation, but I still want him to be part of the pitching staff. So he's going to be our long reliever. We've got Soroka, Fried, Fultonavich, and Ian Anderson, now with the newly acquired Aaron Savale. We've got Jackson, Crochet, Wick, Karinchak, Green, and Will Smith all sitting here. I think that's a really strong bullpen. I like the way it's looking. And then now with the lineup, you can see we've added Jerks and Profar, who on this roster, he's normally a center fielder, but I feel like he's more of like a second base utility guy. He had a decent year last year in 90 games. I gave him a 2-year option, see how he does for $6 million. I thought that was a steal. And now we need looks like a center fielder. You know what? I'm going to give Pache the starting job. And then what I'll do is we should have a couple spots open. Ooh, do I call up Drew Waters? Or do I do that next year? I feel like we've got some guys who could potentially be ready. This James Jung guy looks like he can hit the ball pretty well also. So what I'm going to do actually is I'm just going to sign 2 players. I feel like Drew Waters can come up next year. So what do we need? We need an outfielder. You know what? Do we need a lefty bat? I didn't even realize if we needed a lefty bat. Oh, we definitely need a lefty bat. I was going to sign McCutcheon, but if we need a lefty bat, Oh, ooh, we'll do this. You can't be an everyday guy, but I'll bump this up so you sign with us anyways. You'd like a longer contract? All right, that's the way to get around it. And then just because I want to get Kutch a championship, can't be an everyday guy, but I'll do this for you. Boom. And I feel like that should be the roster, really. Yeah, there we go. All right, we're set. I'll sign some guys to fill out the rest of the roster. I guess we could go out and sign somebody else, but man, this team is looking really, really good. And then next year we got Shea Langoliers who can come up and play catcher. So we got Shea Langoliers who can come up and play catcher. We can have, you know, maybe Ozuna play DH next year if Jonathan Scope doesn't do well. And then we'll have Drew Waters, Pache, and Acuna in the outfield. I mean, this is a team that's kind of set up for the future as well. I really like the team. The budget should be in an okay area. And, yeah, we got some players becoming free agents that, you know, we kind of have to worry about paying. Mostly like Dansby Swanson. And that's really about it. Just Dansby Swanson. The rest would be players that, like, if they left, I'd be kind of okay with. And we can just kind of build around what we already got. So, all right. Let's simulate the season. I'm going to let the CPU handle that stuff as per usual. And let's kind of see how the first month goes. See how we're kind of looking. All right. So the lineups weren't set, so I had to set them. First month, and we're 9-3 so far, which is pretty solid. Oh, yeah. I got to fix this. So what I normally do when I don't have enough players is I just go down to the bottom of the free agency pool and just sign, like, the young players, fill out the roster. Make sure we have enough. Just kind of go like this. Take the ones that are on minor league contracts, super cheap contracts, fill it out, and we should be good now. So there we go. Boom. Let's make sure nobody snuck into the majors because sometimes they do, which they didn't. All right, cool. And that should do it now. All right, let's get back into the sim. Let's see how this month is going. So far, we're 9-3. We're looking pretty solid. And okay, a couple losses there. Did the CPU mess with my lineup at all? No. What about this? Nope. What about this part of the lineup? Looks like Shea Langoliers got called up, which, okay, that's not the worst thing that could have happened, but we shall see. This month we're 15, 18, and 14. Not the best, but I have faith in the team. We're going to still do well. See you guys at the end of the year. Another season, another divisional win, 95-67, taking on the Reds once again. I told you. We had we at least had the division all set. I had faith. Again, the ERA is a little high. You can see we're ranked second in baseball, but the team average and slugging looks really solid. And we won the division again by 2 games. I'm pretty sure we won it by 2 games last year. So, okay. I'm pretty interested to see how this goes. And we definitely weren't the best team in baseball in terms of, like, records and everything. But Acuna, if he's not MVP, I'm going to be shocked. Juan Soto might actually take it with, you know, some of the stats that he's putting up. But, okay, a couple 200 hit seasons. Okay. Willie Adames is popping off. You got John Birdie, who always has, like, the most steals and the most doubles. Like, it's insane. We've got Stanton, Acuna with the home run leader. Oh, I see Freeman, Scope. Dude, Scope, I'm telling you, in franchise is just so glitchy. Like, always a player I'm looking to pick up. He's usually pretty cheap, too. Around 10 mil. He's usually pretty good for a couple seasons. So, awards, we did get the MVP. We have a Hank Aaron award, and then you've got a couple gold gloves, which is cool to see. Look, ooh, Jonathan Scope snuck in there with the casual 40 home runs. You know, Mike Trout won back-to-back MVPs. You got Chris Sale and Strasburg for Cy Young. Soto and Rizzo were the batting title winners. Brad Hand. This was who I was going to pick up if I didn't get James Karinchak. And of course, I saw the 6 ERA last year and I got a little worried. And then he comes up and gets the Reliever of the Year award. Of course that happens. Christian Pache was second in Rookie of the Year awards. Oh man, that's tough to see that. All right, so Charlie Morton's getting rocked up a little bit. If I can get one more year out of him in this rebuild, that'd be awesome. Unless we win the World Series this year, then I think we'll be okay. I think we'd be safe to call it there. Luke Jackson, not as good as he was last year. Garrett Crochet, not that great. I know he had a good year last year. It was only 8 innings, but I still have faith he's going to get better, and he'll be pretty solid for us. Rowan Wick sucked. Karinchak sucked. Shane Green sucked. And Will Smith sucked. Wow, our bullpen was atrocious. Wow. Voice crack, but wow, that was bad. Soroka, Fried, Fultonavich, Ian Anderson, and Aaron. Okay, so the starting rotation was like, we're getting the job done. We're holding the leads that we're given. And then the bullpen was like, we're just going to throw it away. We're not going to care. We're going to rely solely on the starting rotation and the offense. So, okay, Jurickson Profar only played 60 games, but not fantastic. You got Alex Jackson. Tommy La Stella wasn't great in his 66 at-bats. Kutch was okay, was all right. Shea Langoliers only had 3 at-bats, didn't register a hit, and he struck out every single time. Ugh. Ozzie Albies, pretty similar to what he did last year. He's just not a leadoff guy. Dansby Swanson had a fantastic season. Freddie Freeman did as well, another 40 home run year. Acuna, MVP for a reason, outstanding. Marcell Ozuna had a really solid season as well. Love to see it. Picked up that average on base percentage, slugging, and OPS. More doubles. Struck out less. Like that. Darno, pretty similar to what he did last year in terms of like production and everything. You got Jonathan Scope, who was in the MVP race. I think he was 3rd. Like, insane season. Austin Reilly, just he's basically just, he's going to give you around 25, 6, 7 home runs and just strike out a bunch. That's really what it is. And then Christian Pache, pretty respectable season. I like seeing that. You can see his attributes there. And that's the squad. So next year, definitely Drew Waters is coming up. And then probably Shea Langoliers takes over for catcher. But the big worry, just the pitching, man. The pitching is letting us down. So take it on the Reds. And we are, boom, advance. All right, there we go. We're taking on the Dodgers once again. We got to get through the Dodgers to make the World Series. So we really need the pitching to hold their own, man. You can see we're scoring runs. You know, like 6 runs. We lost 2-1, but like 6 runs, 8 runs. We're scoring runs. We need the pitching to do their job. And okay, 2-2. Savale versus Dustin May. Boom, we take that loss. We got to hop into this one. We need to see, oh man, we can't lose, man. Not like this. All right, so Soroka getting roughed up a little bit in the postseason. And 1, 2, 3 inning. All right, come on, let's do something here. First and second, Jonathan Scope, fielder's choice. Okay, Darno and Pache. Man, that is, they got Dominic Smith. So it's 2-0. I mean, they take advantage of runners in scoring position. There we go, Acuna. All right, we're back within not 1. So it's a 4-1 ball game. And it's looking like our season's going to end here, unfortunately. Wow, that is going to be tough. Unless Soroka bases loaded. All right, we're going to take him out. We got a switch hitting Francisco Lindor. He brings in 7-1, and I think that's the ball game, unfortunately. All right. Let's just simulate a half inning. Let's get a new pitcher in. Let's go Garrett Crochet. No run score. 9-1. We put up a little fight at the end, made it 9-3, but that just can't get past the Dodgers, man. The pitching's just letting us down a lot. Charlie Morton did not retire. We got one more season. So we got to do it. All right. Marcell Ozuna still putting up good numbers. Or Jonathan Scope. Oh, man. Will Smith definitely took a step back. I'm just going to let Will Smith walk. Dansby Swanson is definitely a player I want to keep. I'm going to give him a player option. We're going to backload that contract. Hopefully that helps us out. Mike Fultonavich, 31 years old. Should be a pretty friendly contract. We'll bump this down a little bit. $13 million for a pitcher nowadays is like a really good contract. I'm going to let go of Tommy La Stella. Let go of Profar. Luke Jackson. Struggled. How much does he want? $4 million. You know what? We'll bump it up to 5. And that should be okay. Shane Green, I'm going to decline. I'm going to pick up Charlie Morton's option. $4.5 million. No biggie at all. And I'm torn between these two. Because you look at the lineup. I really want to bring up Drew Waters. But would he start, though? That's the thing. Like, this offensive lineup is really good. Right? This is like a really solid. What? Ooh, hold on. Scope to third. We trade Austin Reilly to get a really, really good pitcher. Because Austin Reilly is just He's not it. So Scope to third. That would make the DH spot available. Ozuna to DH, Drew Waters to the outfield. Okay, so yeah, we can bring back both those guys. Again, we'll make it a 1-year deal. He wants $27 million. Wow. Okay, let's do a 2-year option. Make it a player option so he signs. And then, oh wow, he doesn't want that much either. I'll make it a player option too. We'll do that. Boom. Okay. Let's hope they sign those contracts because I really want them to come back to the squad. Let's check it out. Ozuna, Swanson, and Fultonavich didn't sign. Yikes. Okay, so we'll add those guys to the 40-man. Arbitration. Everybody. I'll probably end up trading a couple players. And then the contracts. Everybody's going to get a contract. And then free agency. Yikes. I was really hoping we wouldn't have to like fight anybody for some contracts or anything. So what we're going to have to do is figure something out. We might have to just offer a little bit more money to those guys. Sign somebody else just in case we don't get those guys. So, so possible Dansby Swanson replacement if we don't get Dansby Swanson. Not looking great. So I need Dansby Swanson to come back. In the outfield, there are some options. So like if we don't get Ozuna, we should be okay. We should be able to replace him. But let's hope we get those guys. So remember how I mentioned I was going to trade Austin Reilly? Braves fans are going to think I hate Austin Reilly because I trade him every single rebuild. The thing is, like, it just doesn't do well. And there's no point in keeping a player that doesn't do well. So Rowan Wick and Austin Reilly are going to be traded for Josh Hader and Devin Williams. So one of the best closers in baseball, the rookie of the year, and becoming one of the best closers in baseball. I mean, that's a pretty good pickup. I know we're giving up a little bit extra, but I don't care. Give me those pitchers. All right, so this is what our this is what our squad's looking like. I think we even took Alex Claudio from the Brewers as well. So we're just ravaging ransacking. That's the word. We're ransacking the Brewers bullpen. And you know what? I might. Yep. There we go. This is what we're rocking with. So we're technically still in the off season. I'm still trying to figure out the whole lineup situation. Darno's gonna get kicked for Langoliers, I think, just to give him that starting spot. And I feel like this is better. Could we get better with the pitching? I feel like offensively, starting rotation was good. It was this area, the bullpen, that was kind of letting us down. But I feel like players are gonna improve. Things are gonna get better. And I feel like this is a good team. We definitely need to add a couple players from the minors, which I got just the people. We're gonna call up. Yeah, we'll call up James Jung. Why not? Let's keep a youthful squad, and then we'll even call up Nathaniel Baum. All right, Nathaniel Baum's getting called up, and I guess we could use extra outfielder. So we'll sign somebody. Let's just go make an offer for somebody right now. Do we bring back McCutcheon? Do we bring back Kutch? I feel like that's a move. Yeah, we could do that. You know what? 5.5 mil. Boom. We're paying a little bit extra, but you know what? One of the coolest players in baseball. He deserves it. So, all right, let's get into the actual season. Let's hope the CPU doesn't put Charlie Morton on waivers, which they probably did. They didn't. Okay, boom. All right, so we got a couple players on waivers. Toussaint, sadly, he just doesn't cut it. He's just not good on franchise. I'm going to take the chance that a team doesn't pick him up on waivers. Oh, I got to get rid of Wasker Yanoa as well. But let's go do that real quick. Where is he? Yanoa. Like Yanoa guy, you know? And then we need to call somebody up. And then we should be good to go. So we got 4 catchers in the bigs. Sorry, Alex Jackson. We're going to rock 3 catchers in the bigs, I guess. Let's bring up Jung because he's got better hitting stats. And I wanted Drew Waters up. That should be 26, and we should be good, actually. That should be pretty close to what we had. Yeah, and then Drew Waters is going to play left field. Oh, they have Baum starting. But I feel like Drew Waters is a little bit better hitter. So what I'm going to do is scope at third. DH is going to be Ozuna, and then left field is going to be Drew Waters. And this is going to be the team. This is going to be our lineup. So I want to make sure the lineup is good to go. Sorry, Kutch, dude. Like, I just want you to win a World Series. That's why I brought you in the team. But yeah, this is gonna be the team. I'm actually gonna have Acuna lead off, Albies there, Ozuna there, Scope there, and run like this. So let's make sure I get those changes in. And there, that's the squad. I mean, man, this team is looking really, really good. I like it. Yeah. I need these guys to hold it down, and we should be good. Like, this is a really solid team. The budget is actually looking pretty healthy as well. And then as a team, we are ranked number 2 still. Defensively, we're not that good, really. Acuna, Albies is decent. You know, Freddie Freeman's good. Ozuna, yeah, but he's a DH, whatever. Scope, Swan. I don't think we're that bad of a team. Shea Langeliers, you're my catcher. What are you doing, my guy? All right, that's the squad. There we go. See you guys at the end of the year. We got to win a World Series. Come on. So once again, we're like a 95 win team. I don't get it. Like, that's just what we do. 95 and 67. We've been hovering around the mid 90s for wins anyways. Won the division, taking on the Cardinals instead of the Reds this time. And I mean, that's cool, I guess. Again, the ERA just isn't good, so it just looks like pitching is still kind of my kryptonite. Just can't figure out pitching on MLB The Show. Just can't do it. The franchise pitching has just been killing me. I can't, like, all year. I feel like I'm always picking up good pitchers. Then we bring them to the squad and they let me down. So Josh Hader led the league in saves. So at least we made one good move this offseason in terms of pitching. But outside of that, it looks like we just didn't really put it together. Bo Bichette on the Yankees. Really? Okay. That was an interesting one. Dalton Varsho, left field. I know he's more a catcher, but I know because of his athleticism, the Diamondbacks are considering moving him out from the catcher position to be more of a utility player. So I guess that kind of makes sense. Rookie of the year for Drew Waters, and then a couple gold gloves. Trent Grisham popped off. Kyle Lewis. I got to get Kyle Lewis more often. Like, he's a good pickup for franchise for sure. Clayton Kershaw with the Astros. Okay. All right. Some interesting stats here. Oh, man, I should have picked up Taylor Rogers. Of course. We trade Rowan Wick. What happens? He turns into like the best reliever in the league. Shea Langeliers is there for Rookie of the Year as well. So, okay. All right. I like seeing some players perform. Charlie Morton. Yeah. I mean, I expected this for him, but we got to keep him part of the squad. You know, he's part of the team. Why is Garrett Crochet doing poorly? Look at those stats. Look at those attributes. There's no reason why he should be doing poorly at all. I don't get it. Luke Jackson struggled as well. James Karinchak struggled. Devin Williams was good, and Josh Hader was really good. So, okay. I mean, pitching-wise, okay, Max Fried struggled a little bit, but and Fultonavich. Dang it. But overall, I mean, like, what was that? Like three pitchers? 4 pitchers? 5? Okay, 5 pitchers struggled. Okay, that's about half my bullpen. I see why our bullpen struggled a little bit. James Jung, pretty solid in 100 at bats. I'll take that for sure. Darno was the backup, so he didn't get a lot of time. Nathaniel Baum, not necessarily a hitter, so, you know, I can't really judge him on that. Kutch was decent in 100 at bats, and then Wilson Contreras brother, only had 3 at bats. So Acuna, I guess not a leadoff guy. So I did a Braves rebuild at the beginning of the year, and everybody in the comments section, I'm talking like everybody was like, Acuna is the leadoff hitter. This is why I don't put him in the leadoff hitter, because he's better as like a cleanup guy in MLB The Show. Like, I get it. Like, this is how it is. Albies struggled. Freddie Freeman did really well. Ozuna did really well. Scope did decent. You know, the average dipped and the OPS, but still put up 80 RBIs and 31 home runs. Dansby Swanson was solid. Shea Langeliers was okay. Definitely expect him to improve, especially as those hitting stats improve as well. Christian Pache is getting better. You like seeing that. Better run production, less strikeouts, more doubles. Drew Waters was Rookie of the Year. 27 home runs. Okay. I like seeing that for sure. So we got to do well. Like, we got to do well here in this one. And I guess it's just not meant to be. It's not meant to be, my guys. I think that's it. I don't think it's meant to be. The Dodgers end up winning another World Series. And Charlie Morton retired. I'll show you guys. Oh, man. You got to be kidding me. The Dodgers. All right. That's it. I thought we did it. We picked up really good pitchers. Like, every rating was really good. The overalls were high. The players were good. And we just couldn't do it. Man, that is disappointing, man. That was really tough. But I hope you guys did enjoy it. If you did, thumbs up down below. Subscribe to the channel if you're new and enjoyed the content. And of course, get in the comment section. Let me know who you think the big signing is going to be. The first big signing this offseason. Obviously, we do have Charlie Morton. But what's going to be like that first big move? We could also see a trade. So I guess it's not necessarily going to be a signing. Oh, man, I can't believe we weren't able to get to a World Series with this team. Like, that team was stacked, but I hope you did enjoy it. I'm going to leave you with 2 videos on screen now. Go and check it out if you haven't yet, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.